9:29, almost 9:30. It's at 9:30 on Wednesdays we present Ask the Lawyer with Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured, largely answering questions submitted by you. We'll find out if your question gets some special attention from Bruce here in just a quick moment. Would you please help me welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, Todd. How are you doing this beautiful morning?
Just fine. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you for asking.
Good. We're kind of all set up and ready for you because we've already been talking about things, legal things and the law this morning. In particular, a judge's ruling that a taco is a sandwich. Now, obviously, that's not the kind of law you deal with, but I've got everybody all primed to deal with something a little bit more serious now. Do you want to get into today's question?
I would love to do that, Todd.
Okay, let me give you the facts to a real dilemma. This is obviously something somebody's going through and looking for some help. Says here, while staying at a friend's house in Sarasota, my son borrowed his friend's motorcycle. He was riding on State Road 45 when a driver ran a red light and struck him. He was thrown over 10 feet and was taken to the hospital with severe injuries. The driver who ran the stop sign had a suspended license and no insurance. His friend who lent him the motorcycle only had minimum insurance. He has already spent 10 days in the hospital, and the medical bills will be enormous. I recently added something called stacking uninsured coverage to our car insurance at my brother's recommendation. I almost wanted you and I to take credit for that, Bruce, but it turns out the brother had the good advice here. Still, we are worried because my son wasn't driving in our cars and doesn't have a motorcycle license. Can the lawyer help? There's always a lot of moving parts here, Bruce. What do you make of this?
Well, first of all, I think his brother was listening to our...
Yeah, there you go.
Ask the lawyer question, and that's why he recommended that.
Uh-huh.
Thank God he did.
Yeah.
So let's start from the beginning. When you don't have insurance or you don't have enough insurance, the only way you can make a recovery in a automobile or motorcycle accident is through uninsured motorist coverage.
Okay.
Now, there's two types of uninsured motorist coverage. One is non-stacking uninsured motorist coverage, and one is stacking uninsured motorist coverage.
Okay.
And there's very, very important differences between the two. If you have a car and or a truck and have non-stacking automobile insurance, and you get involved in a motorcycle accident that's someone else's fault, you cannot make a recovery through your uninsured motorist coverage.
Okay.
However, in this case, and the motorcycle rider was very, very fortunate, they had stacking uninsured motorist coverage. So that means that, first of all, any vehicle that he's in that someone else causes an accident, that stacking uninsured motorist coverage applies to.
Oh, okay.
So if his family has two vehicles, you could add up the coverage of uninsured motorist coverage for both vehicles. Let's say he has 100,000, 300,000 on a car and 100,000, 300,000 on a truck. Now he's entitled to recover 200,000 over 600,000 of uninsured motorist coverage.
Wow, that would help.
Now the great thing about stacking is, even though there was no uninsured motorist coverage on the motorcycle, the stacking uninsured motorist coverage goes to any vehicle that he's involved with. So he gets the benefit of the stacking uninsured motorist coverage, even though he was riding a motorcycle that didn't have any uninsured motorist coverage.
And it wasn't one of the family vehicles.
Exactly.
Wow, that's good news.
So this person is very fortunate. He should immediately contact an experienced motorcycle lawyer We're known as the biker's lawyer,
Yeah, that's right.
and he needs help as soon as possible.
You know, I just wanted to say real quickly, too, we have had an awful lot of motorcycle accidents lately in Southwest Florida, and some of them have sadly been fatal. Please watch out for motorcyclists. Please pay attention. I'm sure that's something you would certainly echo.
I echo that 100%. It's very, very important.
Right.
Watch out for bikers.
Because if you end up in a motorcycle accident, obviously the biker's lawyer would be wonderful to go to for some help, but we don't want you to have to get there in the first place. That's the point.
You're 100% right.
All right, Bruce, thanks again for shedding light on a very confusing situation. I hope that gives the family a little bit of hope. And once again, we look forward to talking to you next week.
I look forward to it as well, Todd. Thank you.
Take care now. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. And our question of the week, if you'd like to submit a question, simply go to our website and put the keyword Bruce in the search box. If you have a situation as serious as the one we just heard, bypass what I just said, and please directly call the office of Bruce L. Scheiner. Here's the number, 941-743-7777. Associates and Bruce L. Scheiner in Port Charlotte, 941-743-7777. And tell them that Todd Matthews sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.